Okay, got that, Manglam. We'll definitely watch out for DB Realty. That's the momentumizer. By the way, just to go back to Bharti, now CLSA, why is CLSA so aggressive and why do they have this 1,000 rupee plus sort of a target on the stock? CLSA is basically sort of pulling together everything that's happened in the last couple of months. The fact that they have taken these entry-level tariff hikes in a lot of key circles. They're saying that cumulative, these hikes at the entry level are over 50%. And Mr. Sunil Bharti Mittal is obviously talking about more hikes getting into 2023. The question is whether they can expand the hikes from the bottom of the pyramid to the middle rung. And then obviously there's 5G rollout and hopefully people keep trading upwards in terms of more data usage. That's what's getting CLSA really excited, and that's a stock 790. CLSA is exact. Actually, let me pick that out. It's a 1,000 plus target that we are talking about from CLSA. 1,015,
I think, yeah,
is what they're calling out for. And in the pre-open, that is a stock that's reacting to that particular brokerage's commentary. However, for the time being, we're going to put the spotlight on the insurance sector. We got, of course, the monthly numbers out. So let's just pass through them and look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Nischint Chowthe, Director, Kotak Institutional Equities, is with us for exactly that. Nischint, thanks very much for joining in. So you tell us at the headline number, I mean, if I just look at the big headline, year-on-year life insurance premium, the total numbers, I mean, total collections for the sector as a whole are down. But beneath the surface, help us understand, I mean, who's doing better? What's the good? What's the not so good?
Sure, thanks. If I look at the performance for the month of Feb, it was actually better than the previous months. Private sector overall AP was up around 17% as compared to 15% over the last 2 months. If I look at the private sector excluding the top 4 players, the AP was up around 28%. So if you look at it, Feb performance was actually better than the last few months, last 2 to 3 months, and it's not really a surprise given the fact that we are in the fact last 2 months of the sunset period for the higher ticket non-par policies. So as we know, the large ticket 5 lakh plus non-par policies, the income from these policies will be taxed from next year. So you would expect some of the larger insurance companies to push these products over the last 2 months, which we call as a sunset period, and which is the reason I think some of the larger players have done well. Amongst the larger players, HDFC has kind of reported very strong growth at around 27% on the individual AP side. ICICI has reported a headline growth of 7%, but I think if we try to strip the ICICI Bank versus the rest of the business has done pretty well. SBI has been flattish, but I think what we need to keep in mind is that SBI tends to be sort of fairly volatile. And Max has actually been a little weak at around 6%. My sense is that this is more to do with the fact that Axis Bank would have been a little slow in the last month. So it's actually a mixed bag, but directionally it's up.
So, Nischint, good morning. I have to ask you about HDFC Life because, I mean, the numbers this time don't look so bad. It's what, about a 10% growth on the premium side. But if you map the stock, right, it's been so frustrating for investors. I think the stock has done nothing in the last 3 years. 3 years back, it was 500 and HDFC Life is 500 even today. Your thoughts here and what do you see as the way forward?
If you look at HDFC Life's performance over the last many years, they have been consistently gaining market share. Over the last 12 months or so, their market share has almost been stable. This is more to do with the fact that, within the HDFC Bank franchise, there has been some counter share adjustment where the other 2 players have taken market share from HDFC Life. I think incrementally, the trend over the last 2-3 months is encouraging. It kind of seems to suggest that HDFC Life is making a comeback. So it's early days, but looks like they are sort of again back in the market share gain mode. Having said that, I think the biggest event that we are watching out for HDFC or for the entire sector is, how do these companies react from next year when a part of the business, which is essentially the HNI non-par business, is something which will lose its appeal because of the fact that these policies will come under the tax net.
No,
so
Nischint, my question was, despite them gaining market share and of course the business improving, why has the stock done nothing for investors? And do you expect that to change?
Yeah, so last 1 year, they have actually not been able to gain market share, right? They have been started to do well only in the last 2 or 3 months. And, then you suddenly had this whole tax thing coming in and being a spoiler for the stock. But over the last 1 year, they have actually not been able to gain market share because of the fact that there was a realignment in the in the counter share at HDFC Bank, and that seems to be the single most factor out here.
Okay, Nishant, before we let you go, just a quick word on the health insurers as well. I mean, on the general side, which are the stocks that you like the most over here?
Yeah, so on the general side, we're still expecting the monthly numbers, but I think from a stock point of view, Star Health is the one that that we like. This is again a company which has a solid franchise on the retail health side, almost 30% plus kind of a market share out here, and this is a franchise which is really not uncomparable with anybody else, and and health, as we know, it's a sector which is growing faster than the rest of the non-life space. So this is our favorite pick, in the sector per se. Having said that, I think in this sector, what we are really watching out for is the high health inflation in India and the impact that it has on these companies. Star Health and all the other players have taken large tariff hikes. So we'll have to kind of wait and see as to how these tariff hikes feed into demand and overall profitability.
All right, Nishant, thanks so much for stopping by and giving us your view on the insurance space. Wishing you a good day ahead. Well, it's 9:10, so a good time to get in our technical expert. Sudarshan's back with us and Mitesh as well. Sudarshan, you go first. What's the 9:10 call?